Okay, time for one more question. One more. I could go all night, but he has places to be, things to do. One more question from Rossi. Where's Rossi?
Good evening, Senator Vance. My name is Rossi, and I'm a legal immigrant from the Dominican Republic.
Amen.
And me and my husband in the back, Jorge Lopez, we have a small business.
God love you guys. Great.
Thank you. We provide an important service to our community in our auto repair shop. And like millions of Americans, I would like to know, what would you do for small businesses?
Great. Thank you. Well, we want to do a few things. First of all, I know you don't have the microphone anymore, but I'm very curious about what your business. Can we give her microphone back? Yeah, that'd be great. Could you just tell me a little bit about your business? What do you guys do?
We have a repair shop.
Oh, great. Yeah.
It's called a garage.
Okay,
we repair cars.
That's wonderful.
Especially European cars.
Okay, good for you guys. That's great. So that's what I love about this country. You come from the Dominican Republic to repair European cars in Eastern PA. That's a hell of a country. It's a hell of a country. So one is what the biggest complaint that I hear from small businesses, whether it's repair shops or cosmetologists or small grocers. We were not too far from here actually talking to a couple of folks who started a Latino-focused grocery store about 2 years ago. It's cost. Things are way too expensive right now. It's way too hard to do business in the United States of America when everything's getting more expensive. And as much as Kamala Harris tries to run from this, and she'll say, well, on day one, we're going to tackle the affordability crisis. Well, day one was 1,400 days ago. The problem is bad because she failed, and we've got to do better. Here's what we're going to do. And the first thing that we're going to do to lower costs, and it'll help small businesses, but it'll help everybody else too, is we're going to unleash Pennsylvania and American energy markets. We're going to get the cost of energy lower because I'm sure you'd back me up, but if the cost of energy is lower, the cost of especially a car repair shop, that is a major driver of what makes it harder for people to do business. Is energy's more expensive, but that means everything is going to get less expensive because everything we make with energy. That's the number one thing. I think the second thing that we're going to do is for all small businesses is, you know who really loves all the regulations and the overarching bureaucracy? Big companies, because they can hire the lawyers that deal with these things. We want everybody to be able to compete at a level playing field. And when we reduce the regulations that exist in this country, I think it's going to benefit small businesses more than anybody else because we want small businesses to be able to thrive and not have... We don't want a bureaucrat knocking on your door every time you try to do something. We want to empower you to do something because that's what creates wealth and prosperity for our people. The final thing I want to say is that President Trump has proposed an incredible economic set of ideas that really rewards people who build and make and hire in the United States of America. What he said is, we're going to lower tax rates for working Americans, and that's great. But he's also said we're going to lower business taxes, but only for the businesses that are hiring American workers. We're not going to reward people for shipping jobs overseas. We're going to cut your taxes because you've got a great business right here in the United States of America. So that's the three big things that we want to do for small businesses. But I'd love to have a conversation that's, not in front of 1,000 of our friends. But I'm sure that you've got a lot of other good ideas. I'd love to hear from them. And when we're back in the White House, one thing that's going to be different is we're going to listen to people. But we're thrilled. We're thrilled you're doing what you do. We're going to try to make it easier for you. God bless you, ma'am.
And to continue to reward immigrants like Rosie, who did this the right way, who came to this country the right way, instead of rewarding people who are here illegally with, free rent, free medical care, education system, you name it. I'm in New York a lot. I am shocked and devastated at what's happened to one of the greatest cities in the world.
Yep.
And I know from day one it's going to go back to how it was when he left office, because to me that's the most heartbreaking thing, is we're not giving the money to those who have done it the right way and sacrificed.
That's exactly right. I talked to it's such a good point. And we were in Tucson a couple of days ago, Tucson, Arizona, which, by the way, rally in Tucson at noon. It's 101 degrees. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? This is a little hotter than I'm used to in Ohio. And we, I know people say it's a dry heat.
It's true.
101 degrees is 101 degrees. I don't care if it's dry or not. So I actually talked to a woman after our rally. And, I just sort of, kind of went on a riff during this event. And I said, look, it's so insulting, not just to American citizens whose families have been here for 10 generations, but also for American citizens who did things the right way to come here legally. Because, look, I mean, there are fees that have to get paid. There are waiting times. There's, a lot of folks are waiting 10 years, 12 years before they can even get the necessary paperwork done. And it's so insulting to let in millions upon millions of illegal aliens to reward them with free housing and medical assistance. It's insulting to the people who did it the right way. I really... And this woman, who's clearly a Latino immigrant to this country, told me she came here 25 years ago. She paid thousands of dollars in fees and legal expenses just to become an American citizen, and she is pissed off at the illegal immigration problem because it's insulting to her. And I think this is, the media, of course, says, well, this, Donald Trump's immigration policies are not compassionate. Well, they're sure as hell compassionate to newcomers who did it the right way, and they're compassionate to American citizens, and that's who our compassion should be focused on as American leaders.
And we see it on the streets of America everywhere, with homeless people, with veterans who have paid their taxes. They've done everything really the right way and have hit hard times, and they need our help, not people who are doing this the wrong way. Thanks to our